Hi everyone, it's Balint. One of my favorite animals are the gorillas, and I wanted to see them in their natural habitat since I was a kid. I finally flew to Africa to meet the gentle giants. Join me as I take on the challenge of exploring the wilds of Rwanda and Uganda, searching for chimpanzees, tree-climbing lions, experiencing unique cultures, and meeting some truly amazing people along the way. Rwanda is called the Switzerland of Africa, and its capital, Kigali, is one of the safest cities on the continent. The developed city has a modern infrastructure with authentic African vibe, hardly showing the stigmas of the recent dark past. The city is very clean. For example, Rwanda banned the use of plastic bags since 2008. The good and curvy roads sustain chaotic traffic, where scooters are king. Easy to stop them for a very cheap ride, but the helmet I received looked like it was designed for Lego figures. My first stop was the local market. I was the only tourist, so I had extra attention, everyone offering me something cool. Then I visited a few more sites, closing the day with a few sunset drinks. The next day I met Aaron, the lead guide of the trip. He was training two new guys who joined us for the adventure. They all made their best to make sure we have a fantastic time. If you are watching, thank you so much for the Chivani vibes. Before heading to Uganda, we took a brief stop at the Genocide Museum. It's a shocking and interesting place. A strong message stayed with me. The only way to move forward is forgiving, not revenge. I wish it was applied in other parts of the world. Now the real fun starts. We headed to our first destination, the Kiable National Park, famous for chimpanzees. If you saw the Chimpanzee on Netflix, it was shot here. During the 400-kilometer long trip, we passed by beautiful valleys and small agricultural towns. Crossing the border was fun. I might have seen some money exchanged to speed up the process, but I might be wrong. Chimpanzee trekking starts early and takes time to find the apes. Once you get them, everyone goes into National Geographic mode. First we found Mama and its little girl on the trees.
My name is Liso. Liso. The baby is a female? The baby is female.
And after some walking, we found the potential papa on the ground. The chimpanzee trekking is an unforgettable experience that is hard to interpret with the camera. From Kibale, we started a long trip to the Queen Elizabeth National Park with a stop at the Equatorial for an experiment.
The surface rotates clockwise in the northern hemisphere. The point whose objects in the north are normally deflected to the right, and the vortex to the middle. And when it further leaves, you see it turn counterclockwise. So that's how you know you are in the south. Shape part happens at the equator. So you see it is pulled down the grid without making the rotations.
What do you think of the experiment? Is it true? Leave your thoughts in the comments. In the national park, we stopped for a boat ride on Lake Edward. From the animals around the lake, you could fill up Noah's Ark. In the dry season, everyone was joining the party around the water. We all enjoyed the ride. When I went to the restroom, there was a big line, but luckily I managed to skip it. For the last hours of the day, we went for a short sunset safari, where you could see hunters and the hunted. This night, we had the most special accommodation. It was right next to the river with a lot of nice fire and food. I could only go to my room with the help as there were hippos hiding in the bushes. I could hear them all night running around. Their sound was like this. Like big pigs. The following morning we started where we stopped, doing a sunrise safari. And after a short stop, we went to see a unique population of lions only living in Uganda and Tanzania.
We are watching the tree climbing lion, and we are told the reason that the lion climbs. One of the reasons is because of those fake trees which are comfortable for them to climb. Then the other suggestion, people say that it is because they want to make a far sight to help them hunt. Visit Uganda with us at Safari to Gorilla Tours Limited.
Lions on trees look as lazy as house cats. From here we headed higher and higher up in the mountains on crazy dirt roads, passing by simple agriculture lands. Our car was getting so dirty that we could hardly see. But luckily, we arrived to our final destination, the Bwindi Impenetrable National Park. Did you know that mountain gorillas only live in the wild and cannot be seen in captivity? The remaining thousands of them are in the mountains of Congo, Rwanda and Uganda. Meeting our large cousins in dense rainforest was one of the best experiences of my life. First, I went to the famous World Heritage Site, the Bwindi Impenetrable Forest, where half of the world's mountain gorilla population lives. Then I went to the less-known Mgahinga National Park to track gorillas between high mountains and volcano peaks. My name is Balint, and in this video I will show how the gorilla adventure looks like. Congo was not an option due to political unrest and shootings at the time of my visit. And while Rwanda is most approachable and developed, permits are very expensive. For me, the best choice was Uganda, as you can easily combine the trip with chimpanzee trekking and unique safaris in safe environment. After the amazing safaris, we arrived through narrow roads to Ruhija, next to Bwindi. It's a tiny town where we had very cool lodges with panorama view, located at about 2,500 meters above sea level. To get used to this high altitude, I went for a walk and I ended up in an orphanage that really impacted me. The beautiful kids were living in extremely poor conditions, but they were very friendly. Look at this awesome dance. As they are in big need for any support, I left their contact details in the description if you want to help. The next morning, we woke up at 5 a.m. to start the trekking. You never know how long it takes to find the gorillas. It can take 1 or even 10 hours. The terrain is not that easy as we are going through dense forest with spiky plants. We even saw some snakes on the way. Luckily, after 1.5 hours, we saw literally warm signs that the gorilla family is close. To follow them, we had to cut our way by big machetes. A few things surprised me during the trekking. First of all, I knew they are used to humans, but I was surprised they really didn't give a damn about us. One even just walked next to me. Second, I didn't know they climb trees like the best firefighters. And lastly, I was amazed how similar the gorillas are to us. You could feel more intelligence in their eyes than in some of our humans. One looked like wondering, are we alone in the universe? We walked back very happy and tired to see some more dance. After we hit the road to Kisoro, passing by the lake Bonyonyi. Probably you never heard of this lake, but Lake Bonyonyi is very special, as it's the third deepest lake in the world, with a crazy depth of 900 meters or 3,000 feet. Kisoro was a more busy city, and while it looked a bit hectic, people were all very friendly. And the town is surrounded by the Virunga mountains and volcanoes with peaks even above 4,000 meters. Another early wake up to find the gorillas of the amazing Mgahinga National Park. It took us a couple of hours of beautiful hikes to find the gorillas. The family was having a breakfast siesta, and the silverback woke up with an elegant yawn and pushed the family to get moving. The silverback was absolutely huge, and he demonstrated his strength by breaking trees like if they were toothpicks. He ate his plants with such joy as if he was in a gourmet restaurant. It made me hungry actually. In an open plain, we could observe the entire family together. And the baby gorilla was picking his nose like us. Then something interesting happened. The mama gorilla started to walk towards me, passing by only a few centimeters. The little one was cautiously watching, waiting for the right moment to pass next to me. And before we left, Daddy arrived again and showed his muscle. Wow, the days with the gorillas were very special. I hope to come back in the future. And the trip was not over yet. Have you ever heard of the Virunga Mountains? It's one of the most amazing landscapes of Africa, consisting of 8 volcanoes as high as the Swiss Alps, and some of them are still active today. I'm hiking to the peak of Mount Bisoke that erupted last time in 1957. The mountains are covered in lushy rainforests that are home to species unique to this region of Africa. I'm going to track the primates with the coolest jacket, the golden monkey. In the previous episodes, we discovered the wildlife of Uganda, and now we are crossing the border to visit the famous Volcanos National Park in Rwanda. The general infrastructure in Rwanda is better, but it was not true for the road to Mount Bisoke. The trail starts off pretty gentle, passing through potato fields, but don't let that fool you. It's going to get steep soon. The mountain is 3,700 meters high, and we are hiking all the way to the top. Fun fact, there is a large crater lake at the peak. The humid and dense forest started to get very steep and slippery at the same time, which means you can and you will fall easily. Rangers are showing us the way, equipped with machine guns to protect against animals like elephants, gorillas or buffaloes that all live in the forest here. Hiking through the narrow paths felt like we're in an Indiana Jones movie looking for some hidden treasure. It was getting more challenging at higher altitude, but finally we made it. Let's check out the lake and the beautiful view. As you can see, we are not very lucky with the weather. It was completely foggy, but we were still happy that we took the challenge. We can't control the nature anyways. As the other side is Congo, we took the same route back. Usually the hike takes about 5 hours, but I think we set a new record with our 3 hours time. Thanks to the fast hike, we had extra time for other activities today. When you are here, you cannot miss the campus of the Dian Fossey Gorilla Fund. It's an education center where you can learn a lot about gorillas in a very interactive way, even listening to researcher presentations. Not to mention that you have an awesome view from the rooftop bar to different volcanoes. And after the hike, what is the best thing to do? Have some drinks. I convinced my guides to take me to a local bar. We went home quite late, risking to start the golden monkey trekking. But what are golden monkeys anyways? It's an endemic species of primates with less than 5,000 individuals living only in the Virunga mountains. It's easy to differentiate them due to their bright orange fur. They are very cute. The hike was not very adventurous. We found the monkeys between agricultural fields and the forest, which was perfect for my mood. They were absolutely beautiful, but their behavior was like other monkeys. They hang out in big groups, they are agile, and they don't care about humans at all. We had a fantastic view of the volcanoes, and it was also interesting to experience the local agricultural vibe. This was our last stop before heading back to Kigali. The last 10 days were unforgettable. After visiting different countries in Africa, I felt the wildlife is unbeatable here. And it's not just the animals. The people were all extremely nice, and I learned a lot from them. Would like to thank again for Aaron and the team for organizing this dream trip. They really went above and beyond, and we had a lot of fun. We still talk to this day, so I can only recommend them if you are at this part of the world. If you liked the video, check out some other adventures on our channel and subscribe for more cool stories. Thank you so much for watching.